Joe Mixon restructuring his deal. He'll remain in Cincinnati. Ike, this to me signals several things. We've seen what the value of running backs are in the NFL. We've seen this offseason, Dalvin Cook remains a free agent. Saquon Barkley gets the franchise tag and not the long-term deal that the Giants instead gave to Daniel Jones. To me, this is what this is leading up to. If you're Najee Harris, you've got 2 more years left on your rookie deal, the team option for the 5th year because he was a first-round pick. The writing is on the wall in terms of how the league values running backs. So if you can get any kind of salary, it might not be that max level salary that you're seeking as a running back, but the writing is on the wall to me for the running back position in the league. And I'm wondering at what point do we overvalue quarterbacks and to where another team decides to zag. They say, okay, we'll get a rookie quarterback. We'll get a quarterback that's serviceable, load up around that quarterback, and it goes back the other way. But quarterback play has been so important, particularly in the AFC where there's so much talent right now. Ike, this is yet just another example about that. And we got to give Joe Mixon his due in the AFC North. We talk all the time about Nick Chubb, J.K. Dobbins, who does his thing when he's healthy in Baltimore. But Joe Mixon in Cincinnati, I know a lot of the attention goes to their 3 receivers, but he is a very, very good running back for the Bengals. And he's someone the Steelers will have to stop for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, the value of running backs has become little to nothing right now. You got to be a Christian McCaffrey. You know, you got to be a Saquon can get his money. He going to get paid. But you got to be now the offense coordinators, if you unless you're like a Vrabel or Mike Vrabel, and he loved King Henry. If you're not coming out the backfield and catching footballs and being one of the mismatches, you ain't getting paid top dollar at the running back position. So I think he took a significant pay cut. I think it was like $4.3 million. He took a big pay cut, Joe Mixon. But he's big in that offense. Yeah, I know they got the 3 studs sitting on the outside, and you got Joe, Cool Joe as well. But Joe Mixon, as far as like running back wise, you know, he the clock burner. He gonna get you the yards. He got personality. He gonna wind up stalk blocking when you need him on 3rd down. Like, Joe do it all. It's just right now they don't value his position like that, you know. So I done seen Joe too many times win the game for the Cincinnati Bengals. I have on his own when it was time to close, and they shut the 3 receivers down. The 2 out of the 3 receivers, I'm gonna hand the ball off to Joe Mixon. And really, Joe been doing that before they had all 3 receivers. So
before Burrow too.
Joe been around for a minute. So you can say what you want to say about Joe. Joe Mixon been doing this thing, but that's just the value of the running back position, man. They ain't really tripping on the running backs. Asking for the pay cut too. I guess they want to sign T. Higgins as well. You know, I'm just looking at it from a GM perspective. So, and you know, Joe got to get his money. You know, Joe Cool got to get his money. Joe gonna take a team-friendly deal, but it's not gonna be a team-friendly deal. They're gonna find a way to get him 60.
Yeah, 60 per year. Because you got to pay Joe Burrow, you got to pay Jamar Chase, you got to pay T. Higgins. I'm with you there.
Yeah, for real. You got to pay, and they want all 3 of them now. So they're gonna find a way to have all 3 of them now. My personal opinion.
I'd love to see one of them leave from the Steelers' perspective. Like, I'd love to see, hey, like, T. Higgins, go get your money elsewhere, and we don't have to figure out a way to slow him down in Pittsburgh, Ike.
You go get your money. I ain't mad at him. T. Higgins, don't stay there. Go get your money, bro. They ain't gonna pay you what you need, what you deserve. So go on and get your $100 million somewhere else.
I'm very curious to see, Ike, what ends up happening with Najee Harris. I think this is a pivotal season. We're going to focus on Kenny Pickett in year 2, no doubt. Year 3 of Najee, though, where I'm going to say this, the front half of last season, I thought he went into the year with a foot injury that was worse than he let on publicly, than the team let on publicly. That is of my opinion, because on the back half of the season, he was almost a full yard per carry better after the bye week compared to before the bye week. Now, he's going to need to have a good year, though, because, Ike, you got to get above that 4 yard per carry mark, because, look, you got 2 more years of his rookie deal. And then, okay, what are you worth on an open market? And we're seeing what running backs are valued at right now. To me, it's very interesting. Najee has been outspoken about it. I know Austin Eckler just spoke about it. A lot of running backs are talking about this to say, hey, When do I get mine? If you're Najee Harris, this is a big, big season, especially considering Steelers restructure their offensive line in the offseason, draft, free agency, trades. Big season for Najee Harris. And for me, a successful year for him is, okay, can you play an all 17 regular season game? Can you get above that 4-yard per carry mark? That's what I'm looking at from the Steelers standpoint.
I mean, he will. Just look at the offensive weapons he had. So now you got Darnell Washington, you got 2 tight ends, you got Pat Fairmouth, correct? Then you just revamp your whole offensive line, correct? Now we're going into the second year with Kenny Pickett being the quarterback, correct? And just ask Joe Burrow how he feels about Kenny Pickett. He said he thinks the young man is going to be special, So then you look at the wide receiver positions. You acquire Allen Robinson. We call him grown man, 6'4", 230. Going to work in the slot a little bit. Then Calvin Austin III, if you've been asking anybody, he's been doing this thing when it came down to minicamp and OTAs. And he looks like the way he's supposed to have been looking before he got injured. Deontay one of the best route runners in the league. And then you got that alien sitting over there in George Pickens. So yeah, he gonna be able to do his thing because they got so many weapons. From the wide receivers to the tight ends to the offensive line. If you're an OC for the Pittsburgh Steelers right now, at every position you got what you need.
Yeah, and if I'm Jalen Warren, I can spell Najee if he needs a blow. If Jalen Warren gets the hot hand though, too, like Najee, I'm just saying. I know they're 2 different styles of runner, 2 different running backs too. But Jalen Warren, when he gets hot and does his thing too,
let him eat.
Yeah,
let him eat. Listen, they laughed at me in training camp. A lot of them laughed at me. I said, yep. Jalen Warren will be the second string running back. And they laughed at me. I saw it. And now when he makes the team and he's a second string running back, they like, dang, how you saw that? I'm like, man, because I feel like I got 2 good eyes. And obviously y'all don't. So he was checking every day he was checking some kind of box, a question I had. And he was just checking it off. Bam, can he pick up the blitz? Bam. Can he come out of the backfield, catch the ball? Bam. Can he run in between the tackles? Check. He was just checking off. Bam. He was just checking off everything, Mark. So I'm like, man, this little dude gonna be special. Then him and Najee, they cool. They real cool. So then we saw what he did in the regular season with Jalen Warren. But yeah, Najee gonna be just fine.
I'm curious to see. We mentioned Calvin Austin III. I would like to see him get the return duties, Ike. And I've talked a little bit about this in other conversations I've had with Steelers hosts of the kick return game. I don't think there's going to be as strong of an emphasis because I'm curious about the reduction in the amount of kick returns given the rule changes. You can now fair catch and get the ball, I believe, at 25 now as a result of player safety. So I get that. How many less kick return opportunities are there going to be for teams? So if you don't have as big of an emphasis on kick return, punt return, a little bit of different responsibilities. We talk about Calvin Austin III. What's his strength? It's his speed. Mike Tomlin has even said as such. He gets the opportunity to get the ball in open space. I think that'd be a perfect opportunity for him to do his thing and then come along in the offense because you got 3 beasts, Allen Robinson, Pickens, Deontay Johnson. The Steelers' return responsibilities is something I'm going to be watching come training camp and come preseason as well.
Yeah, they got options. Hey, Mark, on the offense, them boys got no but options. It's going to be, I got to go to training camp on the 25th. So it's going to be interesting to see what Matt Canada do, to be honest with you. But, Mark, I mean, from receivers, the offensive line is revamped. You got 2 good running backs, and you got 3 tight ends, really. I mean, bro, what else? What kind of ball you want to play? You want to play smash mouth or you want to go finesse? Because that's what the roster say. Depending on how you feel. Really, it's going to be how Matt Canada feel. You know what? I just want to run the ball, 2 tights. I just want to run the ball today. That's all I want to do. I want to have 50 carries today. Or, you know what? I just want to air this thing out today. He got them kind of options right now. So we'll see.